Ano, yun na, ano na.
Okay, good afternoon to everyone. My UV is okay. Thank you, Manusmita. Saksham. Okay, let us continue the session on this dynamic programming. Morning we were discussing about the combinations for a particular load. Understood? So applying this dynamic programming, so first we have taken when the load is of 9 megawatt. So when the load is of 9 megawatt, if only one unit is operating, what is the cost? You have seen it, 242 something, you got it. When we use the recursive formula, that means two units will be operating it. So when two units are operating it, so for 9 megawatt load, we have written equation and we got almost 10 combinations. So for each combination, we have to find out the value. That's what we have done it morning, isn't it? So what we have done is, let me check. So this is the thing for one unit, we got the value as 242.685 when one unit operating. So then using this recursive formula, so we have done some calculations. We have done some combinations of calculations. We have done it. So considering the total load, so n is equal to 2 we are considering it. So that means two units are taking 9 megawatt of load. That means it will be generating 9 megawatt. So how to write? We have seen these combinations 1, 2. This is the combination we have seen it, isn't it? So totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 combinations we have seen. 10 combination, each combination consisting of 2 units. And how to write, we have seen it. I think 1, 2, 3, fourth combination we have completed. F2, 3 and F1, 6 we have completed. I think this we have completed, I think. Till this point we have done. Okay, fine. So till this point we have done it. That is, this is a fourth combination, I think we have completed. So now let us find out the fifth combination. Fifth combination 0, 1 was the first combination. This is second, this is third. So now we have to find out fourth combination. This is the third combination. So fourth combination, how it will be fourth combination? F2 of 3 plus F1 of 6. So totally they should get 9 megawatts. So that we have to estimate it. So I asked you to calculate that value. So F2 of 3. So what is PGI is equal to 3. And here you see this is unit 2. So for unit 2 you have to take corresponding AI, BI, DI coefficients. So for unit 2 you have to take these values. So for unit 2 you have to consider these values. This is your AIBI values. Sorry. Okay. So these values you should consider it. Okay. So I think some of you have given the answer. Can you put the answer now? I think morning you have done this one. So F2 of 3 is this one. So that is equal to 86.7. So what is the result of fourth combination? Somebody has written 241 something in the morning class. think Gunasmita has given the answer, I think, for this combination F2 of 3 and F1. Yeah, 241.56 you are written. You got the answer for this fourth combination. So let us see this one. This is for 6 unit. This is your fourth combination. This is your fourth combination. Okay. So this is the value you are going to get. 154.86. Add these two will be the resultant of F2 of 3 plus F1 of 6 is equal to 241.56. This is the fourth combination value. Now what is the fifth combination? So fifth combination becomes, this becomes F2 of 4 plus F1 of 5. That is your fifth combination. So what is the result for fifth combination? What is the result for fifth combination? F2, small f2 of 4 plus capital F1 of 5. Here it will be incrementing, here it will be decrementing, capital Y. So what is the value for this combination? Okay, let us do it. First F2 of 4. What is the value of F2 of 4? Okay, this is the thing we are having it. Okay, Punasmita has given the answer. Let us check. 245.925 is the answer given. Let us check that one. F2 of 4 is equal to this is the equation. So what is PG value? Here it is 4. That you substitute. And AI, BI, DA values, which values you are going to consider for unit 2? For unit 2, these values you have to consider. So substitute those values. So you will get the value is equal to 110.8. Okay, Saksham also given 245 round number he has given. Please calculate after point 3 points you calculate. 3 decimal points you calculate it till that point because accuracy is required. So 245.925 you also given the same answer. Let us see whether it is right or wrong. Okay, next F2 of 4 we got. This one becomes F1 of 5. F1 of 5. Same thing. But what is PGI here? It is 5. You substitute it. And this is 1 unit. So for first unit, take the coefficients of AI, BI. For first unit, 0.77, 23.25. So you take this one, substitute those things. So this will be your answer. So add these two, F2 of 4 plus F1 of 5. This is your value 245.925 is the right answer. So if people are given the right answer. Okay, so this is I think fifth combination I think. Now similarly you find out the values of sixth combination, seventh, eighth, 9, 10. You have to find out these values. Now you see the values are keep on increasing it 241, 245, etc. Isn't it? So that's why I've written it etc. here. You see this one etc. You find out for sixth combination, seventh, eighth, 9, 10. However, here it is not required until unless it has been asked. Like in Newton flow, Gauss Seidel, they will ask no at the end of first iteration, isn't it? So if they specify like that, you start doing it. Because I have taken this illustrative example to explain how the dynamic program can be applied. So similarly, you find out the values of all the combinations. That's why I have written etc. Okay, now fine, you got the values. Now I am writing the values. F2 of 9 is equal to the first combination value, the second combination value, third combination value, four, etc. fourth combination value. All the values you have to write it. Okay. Already you evaluated what is this first combination value, second combination value. So I am writing it here. See, first combination value was 242.685. From where we got this answer? First one, when we are operating unit 1 alone. So that is this value. Then this is second combination, we got this value. This is the third combination. This is the fourth combination. This is the fifth combination. comma, etc. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10. All combinations you have to calculate it. However, here represented etc. Even in your test and examination, until unless it is asked you to show, don't show. For explanation purpose, just you show this etc. Understood? So etc. you have to show that. Okay. Now what we have to get from f2 of 9? Minimum of all these values. Minimum of all these values. Where you are having minimum of all these values, you can see 239.94, 239.565. So this is your minimum value you are having it, isn't it? So this is your minimum value. Fine. Clear? Hope you got this point. First combinations you have to write, determine the combination values. Among these combination value which has got minimum, because that is the aim of this object dynamic programming, minimum value of y. So therefore f2, what is the combination now? f2 of 9. f2 of 9 is equal to what you have written it. This is the minimum value. Let us go back and check. What is f2 9? We have written it starting. Now you see. This is f2 of 9. Where we got the minimum value, I rounded it off. In those values, it was under fourth combination, isn't it? It was under fourth combination. So what is the fourth combination? Here we are having it. Let us check. This is 1, 2, fourth or third combination. Okay, this is, I'll copy this one. Okay, no problem, not an issue. You check this one. This is first combination, second combination, third combination. I think we got the minimum value.
Yes, sir. Third combination.
Third combination, right. Third combination. So from this f2 of 9, okay, the rounded me where we got minimum value here. Third combination. That is f2 of 2 plus f1 of 7 is equal to 239.45. That one. Let us go to that slide. Hope you understood that minimum value is for this third combination for your f2 of 9. So, okay. So let us go there and find out here. Okay. You see here, this is for f2 of third combination is f2 of 2 plus f1 of 7. This is the combination. That is the value is equal to f2 of 9. What is the value you got? 239.565. Understood? So this is the minimum cost. You got it for meeting 9 megawatt of load. 9 megawatt of load. Hope you understood this one. This is only for a particular load. We have done this much. Only for a particular load of 9 megawatt. What is the right combination? So this is the right combination of operating it, so that you are getting minimum cost. So how you are going to rate? So 2 units will be generated by second unit. Sorry, 2 megawatt. 2 megawatt will be generated by second unit. 7 megawatt will be generated by first unit. This is the meaning of this one. Understood? So what is the economical this thing you are getting it? 2 units is assigned to unit 2, 2 megawatt. 7 megawatts is assigned to unit 1. Clear? So this is the thing you have to say. Still we have not yet completed. Still we have not yet completed the unit commitment problem using dynamic programming. This is only one, for one particular load you got this one. Like this, you have to do it for other loads also, for other units. F1 we have completed, F1 of 9 we have completed, first one. F2 of 9 just now we have completed. What is left out? There are totally 4 units. For all the 4 units you have to try. So F1 we have completed, F2 of 9 we have completed. For 9 megawatt, 2 units we have completed, F1 and F2. What are the units left out? 3 and 4. So you have to find out F3 of 9, F3 of 9, F4 of 9. On the same lines. On the same lines, F3 of 9, F4 of 9, you should calculate it. So now you see, what is F3? This is how you can write it. Isn't it? F3 of 9 is equal to, you know that one, how to write it? This is 0. Y is 0, and total load is taken by second unit. How you getting it? Here it is 3. So Fn, n is 3 here, 3. What is in capital F suffix? N minus 1. N minus 1 means 3 minus 1. It is 2. That means here, now what about the combination of F2 and F1? Already we have done F2 and F1, we got this value. No need to do. That is the beauty of this one, dynamic programming. Understood? So here it is, what is F39 means? 9 megawatt generation is generated by 3 units. Generated by 3 units. Understood? That is the meaning here. Here 9 megawatts is generated by 2 units. N units, I said. So 3 units. But here still we are having it, the combination of F3, F0, F2, F3, F2. But what is the other combination? F2, F1 already we got it. So that is no need to find out that one. So only this one you have to find out. Next, increment this value to 1 and decrement this value. Again, increment, decrement, capital F, decrement, okay, small f, increment, such a way that the last one should be 0. You have started with small f 0 and it should end with capital F 0 for everything. Okay, here also the same thing, whatever we have done it here, find out the values of this F2 of 9. Now here this combination you see, F3 of 0 is 0, F2 of 9, what is the value of F2 of 9? This one. F2 of 9 is this one, 239.565. And F3 of 1, F2 of 8. You calculate it. Understood? Using that cost equation, you find out this one. Now for this one, F3, F2. How we are going to use this one? So third unit, what are the AI and BI coefficients you are going to take for this F3 of 1? You have to take third unit. AI, BI, DI coefficients, you have to take it from the third unit. Third unit, for third unit, which is specified in the table. Understood? And what are the AI, BI coefficients for this term you are going to take for the second unit? Understood? So like that, you should take AI, BI. And what is the PGI values? These bracketed values are your PGI values. So on the same lines, you calculate all these values. Here, no need to calculate. No need to calculate, because if you want, somebody is interested, you can write a programming MATLAB coding for this one to find out. You know the procedure, isn't it? So here in this F3 of 9, so you can say this is incremented, this is decremented. If you take ij, each iteration I should be incremented, and at that iteration j must be decremented. So then you take these values, whatever it is you are assigned, I is your PGI, J is also your PGI, and whatever the suffix you are having it here, so that will be your AI, BI, corresponding AI, BI values it has to take. So like that, here also you can give some K, or here you can give K is incremented 2, 3, 4, etc., isn't it? When K is equal to 2, evaluate. When K is equal to 3, evaluate all those things. Clear? Hope you understood this one. No need to do. I am explaining how DP can be used to solve unit commitment problem. Illustrative example. So this like this, you find out F3 of 9. Similarly, F1 of 9, F2 of 9 is over, F3 of 9 is over. This is how you are going to calculate. And after getting all these values, what is the minimum among these values? So that you have to write it here. So that you write it here. So approximately I have written it here. Actually, you will get the same units. Actually, I will tell you later. Now 239.585. This is the combination, you got it. Okay. Next, F49. There are totally 4 units, isn't it? So for each load, 9 megawatt of load, you have to find out F1, F2, F3, F4 of 9, all 9s. So then this is your F3. So this is the value. Then same thing, F4 of 9. F4 of 9. What you are going to get here? This one and this one, this number. F4 of 9 is equal to, this will be F4. This will be F4 and this will be F3. Understood? So that means fourth unit AI, BI cost coefficients, you have to take it. And here third coefficient you have to take it when you are evaluating F4, 9. So similarly, therefore, you are going to get F49 value. You are going to get F49. What? Okay, so proceeding in similar way, we get F49 is equal to, this is the combination. For this combination, the value will be minimum. For this combination, the value will be minimum. So you have so many combinations for each thing. So this is the minimum value happening for this combination. This is the minimum value happening for this combination. So you got F1 of 9, F2 of 9, F3 of 9, F4. All the units you got for a 9 megawatt load. Clear? So, okay, fine. Among these four, F1, F2, F3, F4, 9, load is same, 9 megawatt. Which has got minimum among these? F1 of 9 is 242 something you got, isn't it? F2 of 9 is 239.565. F3 is 239.585, slightly more than this, and 239.685, slightly more than this. So among these four combinations, F1 of 9, F2 of 9, F3 of 9, F4 of 9, which one has got minimum value? Which one has got minimum value? F1 of 9 is 242 point something you got. F2 of 9 is 239.565 here. F3 of 9 is this one. F4 of 9 this one. So for 9 megawatt load, we have calculated the combinations, that is the minimum cost we have calculated. So among this minimum, so Saksham has given the answer. So here this will be your minimum, isn't it? This will be your minimum. So this is the final choice for your 9 megawatt load is there. So which one you are going to say this is your best thing you are going to consider? Is it clear? So this one, F2 of 9, we are going to consider this one. Hope you understood this one. First, we have found the minimum among this group, and whatever the resultant values we got among those one, we got this is the minimum. So therefore, in order to generate 9 megawatt of generation to meet 9 megawatt of load, 7 units must be generated by first unit. 2 units will be generated by second unit. This is the final answer. You have to give it for 9 megawatt load. Is it clear till this point? Still we have not yet completed unit commitment problem. This calculation we have completed for 9 megawatt only. Load is not constant. It keeps on varying. The load keeps on varying it. So therefore, this minimum cost in rupees per hour, you have to calculate it for other loads. What are the other loads you are having it? 8 megawatt, 7 megawatt, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 megawatt. Why 1 megawatt? Because minimum you are seen in that table, 1 megawatt. So for each load component, you had to repeat this procedure, whatever I explained till this point, you have to repeat this procedure. So F1 of 9, F2 of 9, F3 of 9, F4 of 9, you have calculated for 9 megawatt of load. Fine. So for 8 megawatt of load, you have to calculate this one. Understood? F1 of 8, F2 of 8, F3 of 8, F4 of 8. For 7 megawatt, F1 of 7, F2 of 7, F3 of 7, F4 of 7. This you have to calculate it for all the things, and you have to prepare a table that is known as your unit commitment table. That is known as your unit commitment table. See here, numerical problem will not be given to you to answer. So whatever I am explaining illustrative example and the explanation I have given it for dynamic program, explain that one, and with this one, like how I said, etc., like that only you can explain. And here also no need to calculate so many values. For better understanding purpose, I calculated these values. Understood? So like that, but you show that at least one value, how we are taking it. Then you can say the other things, it is etc. Okay. Now you prepare the unit commitment table. Unit commitment table. Okay, now I said it. Similarly, you calculate F2 of 8, F2 of 7, F2 of 6, F2 of 1. Understood? So like F2 of 0, for each thing, you have to calculate it. F2 of 8 megawatt, F2 of 7, F2 of 6, because F2 of 9 we have completed. So on the same lines, you complete this one. You have to do this process. So how to calculate F2 of 8? Just I am giving the example. Is equal to F2 of 8 is equal to F2 of 0. Same thing F1. Only thing is this is 0, this is 8. Earlier we had a 9, isn't it? So this will be 8 minus 0 will be 8. Same on the same lines. Instead of 9, we are getting 8. Suppose F2 of 7 is there. How we are going to start? Same thing. Here it will be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like that it will go. Now you see for F2 of 8, how many terms combinations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 combinations are there. For F2 of 9, 10. So when you can go for F2 of 7, so you will have 8 combinations. Like that it gets reduced. Understood? So you find out F2 of 8, F2 of 7, etc. till F2 of 0. This is what you have to do it. Then what you have to do? This is for F2 of 8. F3 you have to do it. Isn't it? For F2 of F1 of 9, F2 of 9, F3 of 9, F4 of 9, I have explained it. Similarly, repeat this one to calculate F2 of 8. Understood? F2 of 7. For all the loads, you have to calculate it. F2. And using the recursive relation, same 13, what I have shown, now you have to compute for F3. The same thing you have to repeat it for F3. F3, so F3 of 8, F3 of 7, F3 of 6, etc. You see here. Similarly, after this one, what you have to do? Again, you find out for F4 of 0, F4 of 1, F4 of 2, F4, 4 units are there. Isn't it? So that means first for one particular load, all the units you have to do. Then this load will be varied and calculate that one. Same procedure is repeated for each unit. Hope you understood this point here. Recursive relation. So you find out F3. Next, same thing using that one, F4 of 0, F4 of 1, like that, etc. You can find out using the same recursive relations. After finding this one, prepare a table. Prepare a table. This is the load. Now there are totally 4 units are there. 4 units are there, isn't it? Each is of 12 megawatt. Each is of 12 megawatt. So what is the maximum load that maximum load that these generating units can take? Each unit is 12 megawatt. There are 4 units. So obviously 48 megawatt. Isn't it? 48 megawatt. So load when it is 1 megawatt, 2 megawatt, 3, etc. 9 megawatt we have taken example and we have explained it. That I have written it, etc. till 48. So that means all these loads you should have for this one. See, for you load 1 megawatt, maybe unit 1 will 1 alone for 1 megawatt, isn't it? How we are going to operate? Obviously, by engineering judgment, you can say only 1 unit you can operate it, not more than 1 unit, isn't it? It is not economical. This is just by mere common sense, we can say that one, it is unit 1 will be operated at 1, smaller loads, etc. And we have done it for 9. What is the optimal combination we got for 9? Unit 1 and 2, isn't it? We have done that one. We have explained that one. For 9 megawatt, so we got unit 2 and unit 1. So therefore, unit 1 and unit 2 are operating or on. So therefore, represent it as 1. Unit 3 and 4 are not operating. That means are off. So represent 0. This is what the unit commitment table is. You have to prepare this chart. Understood? So because I have done it for 9 megawatt, so we got the best optimal for 9 megawatt is unit 1 and unit 2. So therefore they are operating, they are on, so 1, 1. And the other units are not working, not operating, so it will be 0. Like that, for all the loads you have to see what is the optimal combination, 1 and 0 you have to represent it in this chart for total load. So this is the unit commitment table for one power plant, which consisting of 4 units. Understood? So however, you see this table is very big, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc., etc. 48 rows you will be getting it by 4. 4 units are there, isn't it? Now what we have to do, instead of calculating for each 1 megawatt or 2 megawatts of increment, so what we have to do, we will make it, we will fix some range. We will fix some range. For that range of load, so what are the units that to be operated? So this is how we can prepare the unit number 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what is the load range? From 1 megawatt to 5 megawatt. From 1 megawatt to 5 megawatt load is there. Then unit 1 only is on. The other units are not operating, make it 0. From load 6 to 13 megawatt. So it is economical to operate unit 1 and unit 2. The other units are 0. From 14 megawatt to 18 megawatt. So operate first 3 units. The 4th unit is not operating. 19 to 48 megawatt, operate all the units. So 1 means it is running, 0 means unit is not running. That means it is not operating. You see the entire table, instead of taking for each load component, so we can prepare a range, load range, then it will become a simple unit commitment table. This is also unit commitment table. So this is also your unit commitment table. So this is the table we have to prepare it at the end for each power plant. Understood? So this chart to be prepared only once. This chart or unit commitment table is prepared only once for a given plant. Suppose any additions are there, then you have to prepare. Suppose if you take Raichur thermal station, 8 units. First they had only 2 units. They keep on adding it because can say maybe 1980, in 80s, it was running with 80s or 90s, I think. Yeah, between 80 and 90, it was running with 2 units. Later, they keep on adding 1 more unit. So whenever such type of units are adding, then this unit commitment table, you have to prepare it. Until unless if there is no change, then there is no need to calculate or prepare this unit commitment table each and every time. Once you prepare it for one power plant, it remains throughout. That's why it is so many things. Now this is a unit commitment procedure. So there are a lot of programming codes. Even you can write a programming code. So just give the input, number of units, load and etc. It should give the best combination with this table. Finally, it should display this table. Such type of programs are available now. Even if you, as a hobby, if you want to check, if you want to write a program, you can write it and you can show it to me for unit commitment table. Understood? So that I may consider for creative assessment if you are writing it. I may consider for this creative assessment, and program should be different. If one person is writing, if all the others are submitting the same program, I will not consider. So the person who is writing, please keep it within yourself and submit it if you are interested, if anyone is interested. So if you are writing the programming code for this unit commitment problem, so I will consider that one as a creative assessment component. So I can give the marks for that one, programming code. And if a second person is writing the code, it should be different. Logics are different. Understood? Because you know one person is writing the code, all others will write the same code and they will submit it. So that is not acceptable. Please keep it in mind. As a hobby, it is not compulsory. If you are willing to write a programming code for this one using MATLAB or C programming, whichever language, programming language, you can write it. No problem, not an issue. Hope you have understood this unit commitment, this one. Is it clear? So there are so many things are there, unit commitment. Now, what is the difference between this unit? After unit commitment only, the economic operation, what we have studied in the earlier classes, is going to come. See, in the economic operation, all the units, the cost characteristic equations has been given for 2 units or maximum 3 units. Understood? From where did you get this 2 cost curve equation? From this unit commitment table only. After performing these operations and getting the unit commitment table, now you see for particular load of 9 megawatt, which cost characteristics you are going to give? Cost characteristics of unit 1 and unit 2 you are going to give. You are not going to provide the cost characteristics curve, that is quadratic equation is not given for unit 3 and 4. From this one only, you have got that cost characteristic equation. We have solved a numerical also under economic operation. Or maximum, from this one, you see if it is a 48 megawatt, then they may provide the cost characteristic equation for all the 4 units. If it is between 16 to 13 megawatt, then they may give the cost curve characteristics of this unit 1 and 2. Understood? After unit commitment only, they are going to do again economic operation. That means unit 1, unit 2, you are saying it is economical. Again, you do for these 2 characteristic, cost characteristic equation, which one is more economical? That's what we are going to study under economic operation by taking these units. So this is the stages which will go after unit commitment. Then we have to perform the economic operation on these 2 units. That is a different thing. First, we should have these units. Which units you have to operate at a particular load. Understood? Under varying conditions or constraints. Different constraints will be there. What are the constraints? The generation should meet the load demand. Then the generator limit should not exceed the minimum and maximum limits. These are the constraints which we will be implementing it in economic operation from the unit commitment table. Is it clear? So this is the unit commitment. Next class I will be taking the next topic. Hope you understood. So you summarize this one whenever they ask it. So just don't elaborate on these numerical values. Just you take this example and start explaining. You write it for one equation, that is F29. I've explained it, isn't it? Similarly, F39, F49, you can do it on the same lines. You can say conclude it like this. This is the conclusion. This is the optimal combination. Hope you understood this one, unit commitment table. Any doubts till this point? Only thing is, please, after going home, please read this unit commitment from this one. D.P. Kothari book, Modern Power System Analysis by D.P. Kothari. So read that one so that you will understand in better way. So for each increment load, you have to calculate this minimum cost. That is only the thing you have to do.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, if the units are not similar in terms of their ratings, so we can have further permutations regarding number of units we are taking at the same time.
Repeat, I didn't get your question. If the
Sir,
units
if all the units are not similar in terms of their ratings, so we can have further permutations if we are taking more than one units at the same time, like unit 1 and a unit 3, and then after unit 2 and unit 4 if we are taking 2 units. Because according to this table, I think for each unit there are different constants, like A and B are different for each and every unit.
Right. Yes.
So for optimal operation, we can get some more values.
No, already we are done. If you are doing this unit commitment, what I have explained, it will cover everything. Understood. So while taking F3 of 9, I said one point. We are calculating F3 and F2. No need to calculate the combination of again F2 and F1. I said it because already F2 and F1 values you got it, isn't it? F2, F1
So
values already you got it, 2 and 1 combination.
yes, sir.
So that's
So
why
all
no
the
need to do.
okay, sir. So if we are taking two units, so all the possible combinations will be available,
Yeah,
will be there.
yeah.
Okay.
Anything
And
else?
sir, one more question.
Oh.
In the equation, in the cost equation, so you are using half 1/2.
Yeah, thank you. Right, right. I I purposely have written it there, so no one has asked about this one. So you are asking this question in the cost equation. First, while explaining the economic operation, I have taken alpha, beta, gamma as cost coefficients, isn't it? So there
Yes,
I
sir.
have not mentioned half 1/2 for PGI square, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But while explaining under unit commitment, so I have taken half with different coefficients. AI, BI, DI, I have taken it. Understood? So, but
Yes, sir.
in PGI there, PGI square, I have written 1/2. Understood? So both are same. Both are same. Why means here AI is a constant parameter, isn't it? So 1
Yes,
by
sir.
2 is also constant.
Yes, sir.
So this AI by 2 is replaced with alpha I.
Okay, sir. So it
Like
is
that.
not a standard equation.
It's a constant. Some textbooks they will use it half AI. After getting AI, they will divide by 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, what they will do directly after making AI by 2, what is the resultant value only? They will give it directly. So
Yes.
we should see the data, how the data is available. Clear?
Okay, sir. Earlier one
So
is the standard equation, and these are
earlier,
just the
earlier,
modified.
earlier one is the standard one. That is
Yes, sir.
alpha, beta, gamma I have used. Here, this is as per DP Kodari textbooks. I have used AI, BI, and DI coefficients. That's all the difference. Understood.
Yes,
Here, half AI is your alpha I. Clear?
okay, sir.
It's a
Yes,
constant.
sir. Okay, sir.
Anything? Others? Any? Please focus on this one. That's what I was waiting till the completion of this class. Will anyone is going to ask this point of 1/2? Why I have written it there? Okay. Anyways, time 10 minutes is there. So it's not enough to start new topic now. So I'll be continuing it in tomorrow's class. Hope you understood this one. And if anybody is interested to write a programming part for this unit commitment, so I will be considering under creative assessment. At the same time, it should be different. Don't copy it from others. So this is up to you if you are doing it. Okay, I'll end the class then. Okay, thank you one and all. Bye.